Hello everyone, thanks for joining me again in my shop for another project video. I'm going to pass you on to my younger self because when I came back off of holiday I ran into the shed and started to make something because I hadn't made anything for a while. I hadn't been in the shed for a while and I really wanted to make something. I ran into the shed and made this project for the Friday and then decided not to post it. I'm not really too sure why that was. I think I kind of wasn't really overly impressed by it and I made something else. I've made the video, I've edited the video, it's ready to rock and roll, so I just thought I would put that one up because I didn't really want to waste it. It's okay, I've looked at it again, it's worth watching I suppose. So I'm going to pass you over to me and younger me and I hope you enjoy the video. So without further ado, what I've got is these four, well they're pen blanks aren't they? These four pen blanks. But rather than just, you know, putting the tube into one of them, what I thought I'd do is I'd sand them all back a bit and glue them all together and then make one pen blank out of these four. Just to mix it up and give it a little bit of different. I mean, I'm sure other people have done it, but I kind of wanted to slowly move into these sort of areas before I go, you know, deep into some the unknown where and I won't be able to get back out. I just sort of move slowly with the pens turning stuff because I bought lots of pen accessories to make my own blanks, and that's what I really want to try to do for you guys. I want to try and make some pen blanks. But I need the correct moulds and things for them to be able to create the blanks properly. So until I get all that stuff, and it's on order, I've ordered some bits and pieces, it's not really that readily available in the UK, to be fair. You can get it quite a lot in the States, but I can't seem to find much of it. There's moulds and everything else in the UK, I don't know why, but I think the stuff I've ordered is from the States, so I've got to wait for that to come over. And then I can start making some pen blanks, and you've seen these before. People have created their own pen blanks, and you put it in the mould and you put resin around it, and then, you know, you've got your own little pen blank with whatever you want to put inside it. So I've got loads of ideas of what to put in those pen blanks, which will try and make it a little bit quite cool. What I'll do then initially to get this video kicked off for you is I'll cut these, well, we'll shave these up a bit, we'll put these through the sander and then we'll get these glued up. We've got this clamped up in there now. We've got the 4 pieces of wood pretty well clamped down everywhere. I've got about 5 clamps on this. I just want to make sure it's pretty tight and secure. So once we've got this dried up, we'll have to leave this, I think, probably overnight now. Once we've got it dried up, then we can just put it back on the sander. And then what I think I might do is I might chop it again just to make a few more different patterns in it. I'm not sure yet. But that will mean that we have to leave it again another overnight, so I'm not sure if we've got time to do that. But we'll see. There it is. I've taken it, it's all glued up now, and I've sanded it back. So what we've got is we've got a mixture of woods in each blank, really. So it's quite a thick blank at the moment, but that's okay. I'm not too fussed about that at the moment. That's going to get trimmed down. So the question is now, I think what I'm going to do is we can make 2 blanks out of this with the right pen. So I'm going to cut it in half, or basically I'm going to cut it where I think the blank should be. And then we're going to make 1 pen blank out of this section. And then what I want to do with this section is I want to chop little slithins out of this one, turn it all around, glue it all back together. So it's like a bit of a funky piece. Choose a couple of pen blanks now for these 2 sections here, because each pen blank might be a bit different, I don't know, with different sizes. So I don't want to just chop it right in the middle in case one's bigger than the other. So let me go and choose that. Okay, so I've got my pen tube, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another similar pen, well, same pen, but different colour. So it's actually a bullet pen, they call it. Hang on. This pen. blank, and it's like a bullet. It's like it's got a bullet on it there. This is a chrome one, and I've got like a kind of gunmetal one as well, I think, or brass one. So they're both exactly the same tubes. So, and there's loads of room in this. So what I'm going to do, so you've got one there, two, you probably fit three almost, but so I think we're pretty safe cutting these up in, cutting this straight down the middle for the minute, for this purpose. So I'm going to chop that one up, and then we're going to use this pen blank. Well, actually no, what I'll do is I'll cut this properly. Let's do it properly. So I'm going to cut this one up for this one here, chop that up on the bandsaw. There's that one, fairly small. What we need to do now is find the centre and drill out for this tube. Get that in there and then get that ready to turn. And I've used one of these to mark it out with. This is pretty good. You can mark the centre out using other methods, but I've always had this. I've had this for quite a while and it's pretty neat. You literally just stick it on each corner like that, mark it like that, mark it like that, mark it, job done. You've got your centre. Go and drill this bit out now, and I'm going to use my drill press I've got over there, which is a fairly new addition to the shop. It's a record power item and I quite like it. Gluing them in, so bit of sandpaper, just rough it up a little bit. That's set in there. I'll leave it for a little bit anyway. And then what we need to do is got a barrel trimmer, which we need to drill into there and in this side. Okay, so there's the barrel trimmed using the barrel trimmer, both sides. So that's pretty much ready to put on and start turning. So that's going to be one of our blanks. Okay, so I've chopped all these up into little pieces and I've just mixed them all up around. So we've got like a little bit of a funky shape going on. So we've got a bit of a mixture of the woods backwards and forwards. So we've got one there, so I've just twisted them all around. So they're about the right size for the blank. I've put them in the sander, sanded them down a bit. So I'm going to glue all these back up and leave them overnight. And then we're going to do the same as what we've done with the other one. Drill out for the barrel, put the barrel in, and then we've got two kind of blanks made from the same wood but a little bit different, and they're going to be the same pens but different colours. So hopefully it'll turn out alright. Right, there we go, it's all glued up, all tightly together. A little bit of a mess at the moment, but you know what, I reckon this might look quite funky. So here's the other blank. It's not like kind of perfect, you know, it's a little bit wobbly because I didn't cut it straight on the bandsaw, my fault, but you know, wobbly sounds good to me. I like it a little bit funky and a bit weird and a bit all over the place anyway. So we've got one of them all ready to go. So I'm just going to drill through for the barrel on this one, get the barrel sunken in there. So then we've got two pen blanks made from the same wood to make a couple of nice wooden pens. Let's give it a bash. Got this pen kit that I want to try out as well from Sorby. It looks pretty neat as well. Nice tiny little tools, should be fairly easy to work with. So I'm going to give this a go today and start off using the little baby roughing gouge. This little baby's awesome. I never actually knew that these types of tools existed, to be fair. I kind of thought that you just turn pens with normal wood turning tools. Really nice, neat little gouge. It's perfect for tiny little pens, really. I've got it down to where I need to get it to, I think. I've got some bushings in there. I'm not too sure if they're the right bushings though, you know. I think they look a bit too big. But it's the only ones I've got, because apparently after doing a lot more of these, you know, a bit more investigation about pens and things, it turns out that there's bushings for every pen, like tons and tons of bushings. So I'm not sure if these are the right ones. Anyway, I'm going to use some sandpaper now, so sand it back a bit. So I've got these, I bought these in Atlanta, got these from Barry Gross. Now, fairly easily, I think I've shown you this before, but we just pack them all together, nice like that. And then what we'll do is we'll just use them as we go along. So we'll start off with the 150 grit, wherever that is. Just need to get them in order first. Okay, so nice and easy. So you just fold them up like this, and you've got them all in there. So you've got all the grits that you need to use in one hit, rather than having to go and find your bits and paper. Alright, there we go. So, got all your grits and everything that you need to use in one hand, ready to go. So I've lined them all up, so you've got your 150 at first, and then all you do is you flip it over, and then you use your 180. Flip it over, use your 220, flip it over, 320, so on and so on. So it's nice and easy. Run it backwards and forwards. Once you're done with that grit, just flip it. So I'll show you now. Okay, so it looks like I did use the wrong bushings. I found some better ones, and I've kind of corrected the barrel end of the pen so it sort of fits a bit better. However, the pen is a little bit out, the barrel. It's not centered correctly. I'm not sure why that is. I'm not sure that's because of because it didn't center it properly in the first place or not. But it's all a learning curve for me, these pens. So, you know, I'm picking things up as I go along. So they're not going to be perfect, guys, so please go easy on me, all you pen makers out there. And you know, this really is a learning curve for me, and I'm still trying to get my bearings around you know, how to do this properly. But nevertheless, it's coming out okay. I'm going to apply some CA glue on this now, and then once I've finished this pen, I'm going to move on and do this one, which also is a little bit out of line as well. So I'm just wondering how that's going to work, but I didn't think it would make any difference. So I'm not really too sure why that's gone slightly out of line, really. Can't really see it, but if you're a perfectionist, you'll see it straight away. And if you're a pen maker, you'll definitely see it. Right, so I put about, what, 5 or 6 coats of CA glue on there. So the CA glue, i.e. super glue as we call it here in the UK, is going to just give it a nice shine. And for those of you that are wondering why I'm sticking super glue all over it. And I've had a few questions on that as to say, why are you putting super glue on it? So there you go. So this gives it a really great glassy shine, and you'll see that in just a second. So now if you, after you've done this, if you get a few lumps from the glue, all you need to do is just take a little bit of 320 grit sanding paper and just lightly go over those little lumps, and that'll take those out. So I'm going to do that now because I've got 1 or 2 in here. Right, now comes the fun part. This will really bring this up, and then we'll buff it. Now you've got to make sure that in between you doing your pads, you've got to wipe off all the sort of slur, really, from you doing the abrasive pads. So once you do one side, then give it a wipe, do the other side, or do the other pad, and then give it a wipe, so on and so on. Alright, next up, I've got a little bit of scratch remover. Okay, now we're going to turn this one. These are the first blanks, first pens blanks that I've actually made, and I would be lying to you if I said it was a doddle. It wasn't. I had lots of problems. There was issues with this one, and there was issues with this one. It's just because I'm learning, really. I mean, again, please go easy on me. I know all you pen makers out there are really talented, and I've seen some really talented people make pens, especially oh god, what's his name, people like Zach Higgins. I mean, he's a pen master, makes some cracking stuff, but I'd love to get like be able to make a pen like him soon. So but they're okay. I mean, you know, for all intents and purposes, you know, they're alright. And I like the pen style, the bullets. So you got little bullet ends here, and this one's like a gunmetal, and this one's silver. And then you got little guns on there. You see those? They're actually little guns, and like the top of the bullet there. So I made two of them because sort of wanted to make like a pair as such. But I say there were a few errors. They're a little bit wonky. For some reason I didn't get it straight, so they're not perfectly like central. This one isn't anyway. Can't really tell, but other than that, that one's okay. This one I went a little bit too far down on the edge, so you can just about see the brass there, which was a bit of a pain really. So it has got like almost like a little nick out of it, no pun intended. So, but that's okay. I mean, what I do like about doing these pens is this CA glue finish though. Absolutely amazing. Whoever come up with that idea is an absolute genius. Putting super glue on as a finish. Who would have thought of that? I mean, that's weird, isn't it? Super glue as a finish, or CA glue, as you would call it in the States or elsewhere. Who would thought about doing that? I mean, that's kind of like just like putting tomato sauce on your breakfast. Just weird. But actually, it might be alright. Maybe not tomato sauce on your breakfast, but you know, it's super glue is meant for gluing stuff together. It's not meant for a finish, as far as I'm aware. I've never known it to be as a finish until I started wood turning, and then suddenly someone suggested, or I watched a video, someone putting a CA glue finish on. Fantastic idea, because look at the shine you get on it. It's absolute, it's like glass, which is unbelievable. You know, I mean, that's a perfect finish, and it's so smooth, just feels beautiful, really, really nice. So yeah, I mean, I love working with the CA glue. That's the best part. I really just can't wait to do that bit. You know, getting right to doing all the, you know, doing all the pen blank stuff and turning it and that, and then I think, right, it's the CA glue finish. And then on top of that, the bonus is the pads, the micro mesh pads. That is amazing. And again, a few people have mentioned that to me before about using micro mesh pads on some of the other work that I do. And I've never got them before, but I've kind of taken note and thought, yeah, I'll get those, but I didn't really know how to use them as well, because the colours, you need to know what grit corresponds with what colour, I never really knew, and I don't read instructions. But now I know, because they don't tell you, obviously, on the micro mesh pads, they don't tell you what it is, you know, like it does on sandpaper. On the back it tells you what grit it is, but it doesn't tell you on the micro mesh pad. So I think you just got to know by looking at the key that they give you, probably with the paperwork. So nah, But they're brilliant, absolutely fantastic. So I definitely would recommend micromesh pads. They are awesome. CA glue finish, awesome. I don't know whether or not a CA glue finish though would work on something quite large. You know, like one of my bowls or something like that. Like one of these. I don't know if it might be too much. I mean, that's not that big actually, but you know, something like this. That's quite big, you know. Putting CA glue all over this, I don't know if that would really work, you know. I could give it a go and see what happens, but I know that they use it, you know, obviously on the smaller stuff. Smaller stuff, brilliant, you know, really cool. I've actually done it on a pot, haven't I? Yes, I did. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have done it on a small pot, but again, it's quite a small pot. I've never done it on a larger item, like a bowl or something. As far as I'm aware, anyway. But anyway. So, there we go. Another couple of pens for you. Hope that you don't mind me doing a few pens at the moment, because I'm kind of into my pen thing and I'm just doing them. Don't worry, I won't always do pens. Kind of like the idea of doing them at the moment. I want to make a few. I will make a few off camera as well. So if you follow me on Instagram, that's what I was going to say, is that I do post a lot of pictures of things that I'm doing that I don't necessarily put on YouTube, on Instagram. So if you've got an Instagram account, or if you haven't, go and sign one up. It's free. It's, I don't know, I'm not working for Instagram, by the way, but I've got a little Instagram account and it's under NZ Woodturning. I think if you search NZ Woodturning, or if you want to follow me on there, the link for my Instagram is below anyway. So if you don't, you know, if you don't want to search, then you can just click the link down below and just follow me. I've also got a Twitter account as well, so if you want to follow me on Twitter, although I don't always put stuff on Twitter, but I mainly it's mainly Instagram that I normally stuff, and Facebook. I've got a Facebook account, which I think a lot of you are probably already followers on there, because I've got about 63,000 followers on there, which is cool. I don't have 63,000 subscribers though yet. Come on Facebook people, come over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. So anyway, there's the pens. Hope you liked them, hope you enjoyed watching. As I say, please give us a thumbs up, even if you didn't like it, and share the video as well, because that always helps as well. That's always quite handy. And comment below. Obviously, if you've got any tips for me, please put them in the comments below. That always helps. I always read those and take those on board. But as I say, I am learning these, so please go easy on me. Please don't all smash the dislike button. Just give us a thumbs up if you can anyway. These are my first attempts at making blanks themselves. What I'll probably do is the next one or two I might go for some already made blanks that I've got already hanging around, and then maybe I'll start getting into making a few more blanks as well. But I've got loads of projects coming on, loads of ideas going on, and it's just getting them all out really. But I've got some really cool ideas, I think, anyway, coming up fairly soon. I'm making quite a lot of pencil stuff still as well, so all you pencil lovers, it should be on my website at some point anyway, so if you want to grab a few of those. But again, I'm not making huge amounts of those, I'm just making a few odd ones here, there and everywhere, and if they're there, then hopefully you'll grab them. Hey, thanks very much for watching, guys, and I appreciate all your support as always. Thanks very much for my new subscribers that have come over, I really appreciate it. Thanks to my old ones as always. Someone mentioned the other day, actually, if we can have, why don't you, I think that's what it was, it was the bottle opener that I made. Someone said, keep the bottle opener. I think it was Sassy Cat, was it Sassy Cat, was it you? It was you, wasn't it? I think it was. I think she said, keep the bottle opener and invite us all round for drinks. Really would love to do that. And maybe one day I will. Well, actually, I mean, I'm going to be going to some meets anyway, so maybe you can all come and meet me there, and we can all have a drink there. Don't forget, we got, what's the next one coming up? We got Kansas City, so that's coming up in June, don't forget that one. And we've also got UKIWS in the UK, that's coming up soon as well. There's also another one in the UK as well, I'm not too sure where that one is. So, how about we all meet there for a drink? Never know, never know. So, thanks very much for watching, I've waffled on far too long. Here's the two pens, hope you like them. I'll get stills up at the end, and I shall see you again very soon. Cheers guys, take care.